Hi, I'm Val, and I've been asked to bring a thought for the day on the subject of nature, which is one of my favourite subjects. I'd like to talk today about seaweed. Not really in seaweed habitat here, but nevertheless. I think I've got a special connection with seaweed because of this photograph. So this was taken about 50 years ago on the Isle of Wight, and that's me in the middle with my sister Jill and my brother Paul. And you can probably tell I'm tucking into a nice long strand of seaweed. And it's been a bit of a family joke ever since that I ate seaweed. But recently I was watching the film 2040, which is a great film, by the way. I'd thoroughly recommend it if you get a chance to see it. And I learnt a bit about seaweed. And I thought it'd be good to share it with you because it was so amazing. And one of the things I learned is that some seaweed grows incredibly fast. 0.5 metre a day is the fastest growing organism, and it can grow up to 50 metres long. So that's great, but if it weren't useful, then that would be a bit irrelevant. But it's incredibly useful. There are 3 things about it that you might not know. One is that it actually draws down carbon out of the atmosphere, or apparently the word is sequesters carbon from the atmosphere, and thus improving the air quality, which is sorely needed in our times where the amount of carbon in the atmosphere has been increasing. Secondly, it's great for marine life. It restores all that wonderful colour and coral reefs and fish and all the wonderful things that are under the sea. It helps to restore that. And thirdly, it's a superfood. So that little Val was onto something because it's stacked full of vitamins and minerals and zinc and iron and antioxidants. So seaweed is basically amazing. And as you will know, there are already in this world food shortages in some countries on account of climate change. Just in the Climate Sundays service recently, we looked at Ethiopia, where some people are experiencing that. But it's happening in lots of poorer countries. And there are predictions that food shortages could be a global problem in the years to come due to overpopulation and due to the impact of deforestation, etc. So we're really going to be dependent on things like seaweed to be able to feed everybody. But you might be thinking, well, why are you telling me this, Val? It's not very relevant to my life today. Well, maybe you're someone who's going to start a seaweed farm, and if you do that, fabulous. Or perhaps you're going to go into the catering industry and come up with lots of different wonderful ways to serve seaweed. And if you do either of those things, please let me know. I'd be delighted. But for most of us, it's just something to cause us to worship, really. To say, God, you're amazing. Thank you for providing something that we could just walk past and not even notice, and yet it's full of your wonders. And also to catch the fact that God wants to restore this earth. God wants to restore the forests and the oceans and all that is in them. He wants to restore habitats for creatures. He wants to restore the air. And God asked us to cooperate with him in all this. So perhaps this week we could look out for ways that we can cooperate with God's big restoration heart. Thanks very much for listening, and God bless you, and enjoy your day.